Then God said, "Let us make human beings in our image, to be like us. They will reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals of the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground." So God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God he created them, male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them and said, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground." What does it mean to rule? When we look at the original Hebrew that this passage was written in, the word that they use in that spot is the Hebrew word radah. Now, to you or me, this word means nothing special. We translate it as rule or govern or steward. It's just a word that means to be in charge. Like when I got my daughter a goldfish and told her that she was responsible for it and I wasn't cleaning out that fish tank, even though I usually end up cleaning out the fish tank. But to a person in the ancient Middle East who spoke Hebrew, this word carried a lot more weight. You see, they had plenty of words in Hebrew to denote responsibility over something. But the word radah, that was saved for somebody very specific and somebody very special. The word radah, translated by us as steward or rule or reign, was reserved for royalty only. It was used to describe the actions of a king or a leader. When an individual radahs over something, they are acting as the authority figure of that land. And yet here the biblical authors are choosing this word to describe all of humanity in the garden. They're claiming that after creating this perfect earth and putting this garden and humanity in the middle of it, that then God hands over the authority of the earth to humanity for us to rule over as kings and queens. The only question is, when looked at this, is what kind of king are you? There are good kings and there are bad kings in life. We see them all throughout human history, and though the official title may change, they rule just the same. The Holocaust, the Crusades, Tiananmen Square massacre, or even just dumping oil into the water supply of a community are all examples of when humanity has ruled as a bad ruler and brought death. On the other side of the coin, we have Martin Luther King Jr., Mother Teresa, the missionary digging wells for the villages in Africa, or even just people planting forests where there used to be barren wasteland. And these are examples of people ruling in a way that brings life and truth and godliness. You see, it all depends on how we rule, whether we rule with our idea of what is good and bad or God's. And of course, the perfect example of radah is Jesus, who, when he came in to rule and bring in his new kingdom, he did it by giving up his life so that life could be spread to others around him. So the question today that I want you to ask yourself on Earth Day is this: what kind of ruler am I? Because when we take away all the extra stuff in life, if we take away all of our careers and all of our cars, our job as humanity is pretty simple. It's to take what God has given us and steward it and make it better, so that then we can invite other people in and spread it to them. Our goal, just like Adam and Eve, is to rule over God's creation. Let's not take that responsibility lightly.